Alrighty, let's get started. Welcome to the Genius Drive. And Mandy, remember on this YouTube live stream, we don't chase hype in here. We build proof, you all. We don't depend on applause. We develop identity. This is Daily Growth Conversations, where we discipline our mind, we build consistency, self trust, we strengthen our habits, and will become who we said we want to be. If you're here live, please type I'm present so I can acknowledge you. All right. I see you all in the chat. I see Favor. Thank you for showing up again. I see CJ. I see Kate, Grace, AB. I see Promise. Oh, thank you. I see Joe. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate you all. Thank you all so much. We have a large community today. I do appreciate that. All right. So if you're watching the replay, please type replay in the comment section so that I can see you and acknowledge you because your reflection still matters here, my friend. Thank you for watching. Now let's settle in. Let's settle in and get this all started. I'm so excited. Okay. All right. So yesterday we talked about something powerful. We talked about self doubt, right? And how sometimes self doubt doesn't sound like fear. It sounds like logic. It's logical, right? It sounds like someone being responsible. We talked all about that. If you haven't watched the replay of that, please go back and watch the replay so you can gain more insight on what we're talking about here. All right. Okay, so tonight we're talking about something even deeper because sometimes the real reason growth feels heavy is not lack of discipline. It could be that you're trying to carry everything alone, right? So, the topic for tonight's conversation is the weight of carrying too much alone. And this matters because many strong people make this quiet mistake. They believe strength means handling everything themselves. They believe asking for help means weakness. But tonight, we are going to challenge that idea because isolation quietly slows growth. Now, let me ask you something very honest, my friend. Have you ever been in a season of life where everything felt heavy, but you told no one about it? You kept showing up, you kept pushing, you kept trying to hold everything together, but inside you were tired. Not physically tired, but emotionally tired, mentally tired. And the hardest part is no one knew what you were going through because you were carrying everything all alone. Now, before we delve deeper into today's topic, I would like us to look at today's quote. And here is it: strength is not proven by how much you carry alone, it's revealed by knowing when support makes you stronger. I'll say that again. Strength is not proven by how much you can carry alone. It is revealed by knowing when support makes you stronger. Think about that. Because many people confuse isolation with independence. They are not the same, my friend. Now, let me share something very personal with you. There was a season in my life where I believed something very deeply. I believed that if I was strong, I should be able to handle everything all by myself. I didn't want to burden anyone. I didn't want to appear weak. So I kept things to myself. I carried every responsibilities. I carried expectations. I carried pressure. And on the outside, I looked fine. But inside, I was exhausted. And one day something became very clear to me. I realized that growth doesn't become heavy because life is impossible. It becomes heavy when you refuse the support designed to help you. Let me bring this all together, my friend. Let me bring you in on this. Have you ever gone through a difficult season without telling anyone? If that's you, type me in the chat. Alrighty? This is a no judgmental zone, my friend. I see that coming in. I see someone say, that's me. That's me. I feel like just bottling everything up on myself. Okay, that's fine. That's cool. We're not judging anyone here. Okay. The truth is, you are not alone, my friend. Many strong people live this way. So you're not alone. Here's what happens when you carry everything alone. Let's break this down. Three things start happening internally. Number one, you start believing you must solve everything yourself. And that creates pressure. You stop sharing your struggles, and that creates isolation. You begin to feel like no one understands you, and that creates emotional distance. And over time, that weight become exhausting. Now, let's be honest about something. Some people carry everything alone for a reason. Maybe they have trusted before, they open up before, they open up before, and the wrong people mishandled their vulnerability. Maybe they were judged, they were betrayed, maybe they were even misunderstood. So they made a quiet decision to themselves, never again, never again. And now they handle everything all alone. But hear this carefully, my friend. Someone breaking your trust does not mean everyone deserves distance. It means you must become wiser about who earns access. Because growth does not require trusting everyone. It requires choosing a better circle. Now, let me ask you something honestly. What do you tend to carry alone the most? Type something in the chat. Okay, I see someone say stress. Okay, cool. See someone else say family pressure. Okay, okay, yeah, that's good. I like those examples that you've just thrown out there. Other example that could come to my mind right now is maybe finance, maybe career decisions, right? Let's see if someone else drops something in the chat. Okay, someone say family responsibilities, all right? All right? Thank you all for being honest. I truly appreciate it because the truth is awareness is the beginning of change. Now let's talk about the power of the right circle. And I would like to share something very important. There's a saying many of you may have already heard, and it says you become the average of the five people you spend the most time with. And there is truth in that, my friend. The people around you, they shape your thinking, they shape your courage, they shape your perspective about life. Sometimes the difference between burnout and recovery is simply the right voice in the room. Sometimes it may just be that you are overwhelmed at work. You might just be stressed about life. It could be that you are just stressed at work or something and you don't even realize that you are exhausted until the right friend might say something simple like, Maybe you need a day off. Maybe you've been pushing too hard. Let's step away for a moment and take this easy. And suddenly your mind resets. Has that ever happened to anybody? And your perspective returns. That's the power of healthy support. All right, I know some people right now they might be thinking and they're having questions they want to ask. I know some people listening might be thinking, okay, Mandy, I get it. But how do I actually find the right people? How do I trust again after being betrayed? And what if I'm running a small business? How do I build structure when I have no money? Those are honest questions that I know people will be having in their mind right now. So let's talk about that. The first one is, how do I find the right circle? The truth is, the right circle rarely appears all at once. You build it intentionally. Start by placing yourself in environments where growth is normal. That might be a community, looking for a community, looking for mentors, mentorship group, looking for professional network, faith groups, learning spaces. Because the right people often appear when you place yourself in the right rooms. You don't chase people. We're not here to chase people. You grow until the right people recognize you. Now, no, another question that people may be thinking about right now is, how do you trust again after betrayal? This one is very important. I see someone giving thumbs up in the chat. Thank you all so much. I appreciate it. The truth is, trust should not disappear, but it should mature. You don't trust everyone the same way anymore if you haven't betrayed before. Even if you have not been betrayed before, you don't trust everybody the same way. You learn layers of trust. I feel some of you nodding right now. Because for some people, what you just do is that they get conversations. How are you? I'm fine. How's everything? Fine. How's it going? Fine, fine. You just get conversational with them. And there are some people you get collaborations. Allow your instincts to lead you. And some people, very, very few people, I use the word very few people, you get vulnerability with them. You get vulnerable. You're able to express your mind, your thoughts with them. That's wisdom, my friend. I would like you to trust again, but trust wisely. I know some of you might be saying, what if I've been betrayed before? I tried and I get betrayed again. Let me say something freely. You cannot control every outcome, but you can grow your discernment, be able to discern. Life will always include risks, my friend, but isolation is not protection, it's limitation. The goal is not to avoid every hurt. The goal is to become wise enough to recognize the right people faster. That is what we want to do. Another question might be, what if I can't afford to delegate? Maybe for someone that has a small business. Some people hear the word structure and they think it requires money. But structure starts with system, simple system, putting clear schedules in place, clear responsibilities, clear boundaries. Sometimes the first form of structure is simply deciding, what must I do personally and what can wait? Even large organizations started with simple systems. You don't build structure overnight, you build it step by step. So the real goal is not to avoid people and it's not to carry everything alone. The real goal is applying wisdom. Wisdom about who stands beside you. Wisdom about who belongs on your shoulders. Wisdom about what must be released and what must be kept. me say something powerful. Every person who has built something meaningful learn how to receive support. They didn't carry entire vision all by themselves. They didn't carry it alone. They built teams. They sought mentorship. They allowed collaboration, my friend. That's not weakness. That's wisdom, applying wisdom. Let's think about someone like Stephen Jobs when he went back to Apple in 1997. When he helped build Apple, he wasn't doing everything all alone. There were engineers, there were designers, there were teams to help him achieve the vision because the vision was powerful. But the progress required support. No great mission grow through isolation, my friend. That's wisdom. Let me ask you something that requires honesty. Do you find it difficult to ask for help? If that's you, if that's a yes, type learning in the chat. All right. Okay, I see that. See that coming in the chat. Someone is saying learning, and someone else is saying learning. Someone is giving me a thumbs up. Thank you so much. Someone is saying growing until the right person recognize you. That's right. That's it. And thank you all for keeping this engaging. That's honesty right there. And that's growth because if you can acknowledge something, then you're ready to grow. Acknowledging is growth because some of us, we just need to learn, unlearn, and relearn some things, my friend. I want to give you something practical tonight. Do you know what I call it? I call it the support triangle. There are three types of support every growing person needs. Number one, encouragement. People who remind you why you started your journey. Number two, accountability. These are people who challenge you to stay disciplined. Number three, perspective. People who help you see clearly when emotion clouds your judgment. When these three things exist, growth becomes lighter and not heavier, my friend. Let me speak to entrepreneurs in the house for a moment. Because some people will say, I can't step away. My business needs me every moment. I'm a small business. Everything depends on me. Listen carefully. If everything collapses the moment you step away, that's not strength. That's structural problem. There's a structural problem, my friend. Because healthy growth eventually requires a system. It requires processes. It requires support. Because if your business cannot breathe without you, then eventually you might not be able to breathe either because once you are not there, the business begins to fail. So you need structure, my friend. Put things in place and structure your business. Let me give you a real example from my own life experience. This happened very recently because the other day I was supposed to go live, but I was stuck in traffic. And before I could even arrive home, my phone rang. And a friend of mine said, Mandy, you are not going live today. Aren't you going live today? We are waiting for you. And in that moment, something hit me. That's accountability. That's support. That's not pressure. People who believe in your commitment, people who believe in your dreams, people who believe in your vision, they want to see you grow. People who remind you of your standard. And sometimes that kind of support is the difference between stopping and continuing. If this message is helping you tonight, take a second to hit the like button because it helps this message reach the right people. It helps reach more people. And if you're new here, please subscribe and join this community because this is where we grow intentionally. This is a non-judgmental zone, my friend. Now, let me slowly put this all together. Tonight, we've talked about three important things. Number one, carrying everything alone creates unnecessary pressure. Number two, isolation is not strength, my friend. It's exhaustion in disguise. Number three, strong people are not people who never need help. They are people who know when to receive it. I want you to reflect on something tonight in your quiet times and think, what if the weight I have been carrying was never meant for one person? What if the part of growth is learning who to work with? I see thumbs up coming in the chat. Thank you all so much. I appreciate it. I see AB just joined. Thank you. I appreciate you. Now ask yourself, what if asking for support is not a sign of weakness, but a sign of maturity? What if you were never designed to build your life alone? You were never designed to build alone emotionally, mentally, spiritually. You need support, my friend. Everyone does, one way or the other, at one point in life. Let me say something clearly. You don't have to prove your strength through isolation. You don't have to carry every burden silently. You are allowed to build support. You are allowed to seek wisdom, my friend. You are allowed to work with people who strengthen your journey. And if tonight you are deciding to stop carrying everything alone, type in the chat, I build support. Okay, I see thumbs up coming in the chat. Thank you so much. I see someone type, I build support. Thank you. Thank you. All right. I see that coming. Thank you. Beautiful. Thank you. All right. We will take a pause here. This is Geenius Drive. We don't grow alone. We grow wisely, legacy builders. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about something very powerful. That is called old boundaries. Because you cannot build a new life with old limits. Thank you all so much for joining today's live stream. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a blessed one, my friend. Bye now.